Yeah, time to talk some Jamaica Premier League football. 20 goals were scored on Sunday as match week 17 began in the JPL, and even with 2 more matches to be played tonight, it is already the highest scoring match week of the season. These are the results from the match week so far. Well, before we get to the results, the standings, this is how we are. Arnett Gardens at the top on 36 points, 1 ahead of Mount Pleasant on 35, Cavalier in third on 32, Harborview into the top 4 now. They have 29 points, same as Humberline and Dunby Old, and they're in the playoff positions. Falkland and Chapperton Maroons in the relegation zone at this stage on 8 and 6 points respectively. And this is all they got there, the results. 4-1, Dunby Holden over Tivoli Gardens. Harborview 5-1 over Falkland. Clearly the coach has done what he needed to do. Montego Bay United and Humberline 0-0. Waterhouse 2-1 over Vere United. Arnett Gardens, brilliant, really brilliant and exciting to watch in that 5-1 win over Malines United. And Portmore United playing Chapperton Maroons as we speak. Mount Pleasant to take on Cavalier in the feature Monday night game. Now, let's hear from the coaches in that Portmore United Chapperton Maroons encounter. The match has already started. This is what they had to say before.
Coach Philip, a win will take you a point outside of the top 6. This match against Chapperton. Chapperton, they are relegation bound. Is it a must win for you?
Definitely. Our ambition is to make it in the top 6. And yesterday, 2 of the teams that were closest to won their game. So it's no more important than ever for us to try to get the 3 points today to stay in touch with these teams.
All right. So last time out, you scored more than 1 goal. For only the second time in the season, right? I suspect you have been working on the players finishing in training.
Definitely, that's a year that has been plaguing us, so we have been putting in a lot of time. We also acquired the service of Lamar and Alex, 2 players that we know that we have goals in them. So definitely you'll see an uptick in terms of our conversion rate.
You're in the relegation zone. What can you tell us about this game?
Yes, everybody knows that I have been here. That's going to be my 4th week work with the Chapperton Maroons, and I can see a lot of improvement. You know, have been working very hard to improve the team and try to doing the best as we can for us to keep at the Premier League. For this game in particular, I saw Portmore playing very good team, good quality team. They have got some 2 players that are high quality, Lamar Walker and other, I forgot his name, number 11.
Yes, so Clovis de Oliveira doing his scouting there early in the contest. 7th minute of the encounter. Portmore United and Chapperton locked at 0-0. Mariah, Lance, I couldn't help but look at the coach just now, and it looks to me as if he's under a bit of stress since he's come to Jamaica. He looks just a little thinner and maybe a little bit older as well.
I'm not too sure about that, Ricardo, but it's been a difficult time. They were docked 6 points because of their inability to field the team some weeks ago, so they are relegation bound. So Clovis de Oliveira is in a lot of trouble and a lot of pressure with this team, and he is dedicated. You can hear it in his narrative every time he talks to the media, that he is committed to giving the best to this team and trying against the odds to see if they can avoid the relegation. But it's going to be a tough road for them, and even though Portmore hasn't been doing a lot of winning, they have won just 1 of their last 8 games, Portmore, going into today's fixture. I can't help but pick Portmore to win this game, especially as de Oliveira just alluded to the recent acquisition of Lamar Walker and Alex Marshall to the Portmore roster.
Yeah, definitely would go with Portmore as well. It'd be difficult to bet against them versus a Chapperton team that is in the relegation zone. However, when I speak about Chapperton, the last time they got a goal, I felt as if that is exactly what they needed, to get that confidence back. And teams like Chapperton, and based on the fact that, their coach is very, very committed and determined to get them to winning ways, Chapperton has been through a lot this season. I think that, we shouldn't underestimate them, because it will only take a moment for them to get clicking. And once they start clicking, maybe we can see, a different sort of Chapperton Maroons team. So as they always say, you know, let's just wait and see what type of football they play, because I expect them to improve as the season continues.
Yeah, 20 goals in the match week so far coming into today. The most goals scored in a match week for this season. What does that say about the league, you think? Because I'm thinking 7 matches per week on average, you're talking about below 3 goals per match.
Yeah, well, you know, offensive performances has been a problem for some of the teams. We saw Harbourview getting a 5-1 win yesterday. Before their last game, which they won 2-0 before this one, or 2-1, they had gone 8 games scoring just 1 goal. So having gone 8 games with just 1 goal, getting 5 goals now in their last, 7 goals in their last 2 matches, 5 in their last one, it's a turnaround for Harbourview as far as goal scoring is concerned. But I don't think we've seen as many goals, or as many goals as we should see in the Jamaica Premier League this season. And for this weekend, for us to see a record already for the season, even without today's doubleheader starting off, it is significant that this week has already outstripped every other week so far in the tournament.
Yeah, and hopefully we will get some more goals in this match week. And quickly, how impressive were Arnett Gardens? Yes, I know Harbourview scored 5 goals as well, but I was really impressed with the Arnett Gardens team. I think that's 6 wins in a row now, and they are really on fire in the Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah, you know, Mollines weren't that good yesterday, despite that bit of skill there from, I think, Hardy. Was really sweet looking control there, but they only had fleeting moments, Mollines, of good football. They were under a lot of pressure throughout the entire game from this Arnett Gardens team, and there was a point in the second half where Arnett Gardens just started to play some exhibition style football, just knocking the ball around, tiki-taka, and the fact that the Jamaica College surface isn't the best and makes it really difficult for you to play a good passing game, and Arnett were still able to display a good passing game, is testimony, I think, to the fact that Arnett are at the moment the best playing team in the Premier League. Albeit this is still the regular season, and it's when the playoffs start that we decide who the champions will be. But Arnett Gardens would be very pleasing to their coaching staff at the moment, Paul Teagat Davis and Eric Rademakers, and this Arnett Gardens team looked really, really impressive, and we saw them bring on, you know, several changes in the second half. And when you saw the substitutes warming up, it highlighted how strong their bench is. Their overall depth is significant when you see people like Marlon Martin coming off the bench, and then Damari Deacon wasn't even on the roster yesterday. It tells you that there is a lot in the bank for Rademakers and Paul Teagat Davis as far as their roster is concerned. And we hardly see, no matter where you're playing football in the world, teams without depth winning a championship, because these seasons are pretty long, 6, 7, 8 months, and you need to have players in reserve to fill in players who are injured and so on, or unavailable for whatever reasons, for you to solidify your position as a champion team. And I think Arnett has all the tools at the moment to become champions for the first time in 6 years.
Well, at least one of my teams won at the weekend. Well done, Arnett Gardens. Brilliant performance. That's it for our JPL segment. We take a break. We'll be back with more.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.